In the book of Genesis, we read that God created the heavens and the earth. He commanded, "Let there be light," and light appeared. Genesis 1 verse 3. This was followed by the creation of darkness, the firmament. Genesis 1 verses 6 to 7, the oceans, and the land. Genesis 1 verses 9 to 10. God then created plants and trees. Genesis 1 verses 11 to 12, and animals that could fly, crawl, and swim. Genesis 1 verses 20 to 23. Finally, he created human beings, both male and female. Genesis 1 verse 27. This story from Genesis is familiar to many, but the question arises, could it be true? Some people believe that science and religion should never conflict, and they accept Genesis as a historical account of creation. However, if we view Genesis as historical, we must consider what really happened and how. While mainstream scientists are skeptical about the idea of God creating the earth in just 6 days, there is intriguing evidence suggesting that the book of Exodus, the second book of the Bible, is based on historical facts. According to Exodus, the Israelites were enslaved in Egypt, and God instructed Moses to lead them to freedom. After a series of plagues inflicted upon Egypt by God through Moses, Pharaoh finally allowed the Israelites to leave. Exodus 7:14 to 12:30. Historical scholars acknowledge that the story of the Israelites' enslavement and Exodus might be based on real events. Egyptian records and archaeological evidence suggest that between 1700 and 1650 BC, a group of people with a dialect similar to Hebrew entered Egypt. Additionally, when Ramesses II became pharaoh in the 13th century, he established a new city called Pyramus, which aligns with the timeline in Exodus 1 verse 11. The question then arises, if Exodus describes real events, might there be physical evidence, such as the Ark of the Covenant, which could confirm the story? The Ark of the Covenant, described in the Bible as a golden chest containing the 10 Commandments, a portion of manna, and Aaron's rod. Exodus 25 verses 10 to 22. Numbers 17:10 is one of the greatest mysteries. According to biblical accounts, the Ark was kept in the innermost sanctuary of Solomon's temple until it disappeared after the temple's destruction around 586 BC. 2 Kings 25 verses 8 to 9. Some believe it was hidden to protect it from exploitation, while others think it was lost or destroyed. The search for the Ark continues, driven by the hope that finding it could validate the biblical narrative and reveal its legendary power. Whether the Ark still exists and what it might reveal about biblical history remain profound mysteries. Inside this church, there is something truly remarkable, a precise replica of the Ark of the Covenant. Stephen Missick and his father constructed this replica to make the biblical story come alive in a tangible way. Instead of merely reading about the Ark or seeing it in pictures, this 3D model is built according to the detailed specifications given in the Bible. In Exodus 25 verses 10 to 22, Moses provides the exact dimensions and instructions for making the Arkansas. The replica includes the 2 cherubim described in the Bible, which are winged creatures with the body of a lion, the face of a man, and the wings of an eagle, as mentioned in Ezekiel 1 verse 10 and Ezekiel 10 verse 20. These cherubim are positioned to face each other on the mercy seat, the lid of the Arkansas. This replica serves as a symbol of God's kingship and a reminder of his presence and communication through Scripture. The Ark of the Covenant, a significant object in Judeo-Christian tradition, is first introduced in the book of Exodus, Exodus 25 verses 10 to 22. It was designed to carry the 10 Commandments and was covered in gold, including a gold lid known as the mercy seat, which is considered God's throne. 1 Samuel 4 verse 4. The Ark was central to Israelite worship, symbolizing God's presence and guidance. Legends suggest that the Ark might have been hidden in various locations over the centuries, including a 13th century fortress in Montségur, France. During World War II, even Heinrich Himmler, a high-ranking Nazi official, was rumored to have searched for the Ark in France, highlighting its enduring mystery and significance. In the mountains today, you can still see traces of where the Nazis once searched for ancient artifacts. During World War II, they were convinced that the Ark of the Covenant might be hidden in those mountains. Heinrich Himmler, a top Nazi official, was deeply fascinated by occultism, which greatly influenced Nazi beliefs. It may seem odd, but Himmler actually sent teams on quests to find sacred relics like the Arkansas. Despite their efforts, the Nazis never found the Ark at Montsegur. This raises the question of why they invested so much time and energy into the search. Were they merely looking for a legendary golden chest? Some believe the Nazis had a deeper motive. The Ark of the Covenant was highly sought after by Himmler because he believed it possessed immense power. In biblical history, the Ark was carried by the Israelites during their journey to the Promised Land. It was said to have extraordinary abilities, such as bringing down the walls of Jericho and causing destruction with its presence. For example, in Joshua 6 verse 20, when the trumpet sounded, the army shouted, and at the sound of the trumpet, when the men gave a loud shout, the wall collapsed. So everyone charged straight in, and they took the city. This kind of power would have seemed like a potent weapon to Himmler. In Jewish legends, the Ark is described as having magical properties, much like a nuclear weapon. This is echoed in the story from 2 Samuel 6 verse 7, where a man named Uzzah, who tried to steady the Ark as it tipped, was struck dead by God for touching it. This account suggests the Ark was feared for its lethal power. Some modern theories propose a scientific explanation for these biblical accounts. Travis Taylor suggests that the Ark might have been a technological device similar to a capacitor. According to this idea, the Ark's construction, featuring layers of gold, a conductor, and wood, an insulator, is similar to how capacitors are built today. Additionally, the Ark's design, including its wing-shaped structures, resembles modern Tesla coils and Van de Graaff generators, which are used to transmit electrical energy. Ariel Bar Zadok also believes the Ark might have had electromagnetic energy rather than supernatural powers. In northern Ethiopia, high in the mountains, lies the city of Lalbela, known for its unique rock-hewn churches. Each year, thousands of pilgrims visit Lalbela, which is renowned for its 11 churches carved directly from the bedrock. Unlike traditional churches built from the ground up, these are carved from the top down, making them truly remarkable. Some of the carvings and symbols found in Lalbela, such as the Star of David, suggest a connection to the Knights Templar. This has led some to believe that the Templars might have been involved in the construction of these churches. The Knights Templar, a powerful religious order during the Middle Ages, were known for their strong interest in building, geometry, and numerology. They combined practical skills with a deep spiritual and mystical side. This blend of practical and mystical interests made them unique in their approach to architecture and construction. Some historical evidence suggests that the Templars might have had a role in the construction of the rock-hewn churches at Lalbela in Ethiopia. An Armenian geographer from that time mentioned seeing people dressed in red and white with long blonde or reddish hair, which might refer to the Templars. If the Templars were involved, it could have been to help King Lalbela build these impressive structures. The churches at Lalbela include altars that seem to be designed to fit the Ark of the Covenant, a sacred box described in the Bible Exodus 25 verses 10 to 22 as holding the original 10 Commandments. This has led to speculation that Lalbela was constructed to protect the Arkansas. During the Crusades, the Templars occupied the Temple of Solomon, and it is possible they were the guardians of the Arkansas. The unique features of Lalbela, including its defensive design and symbolism, suggest it might have been intended as a fortress to safeguard something very important, possibly the Ark of the Covenant.
If you found this video enjoyable, please consider liking and sharing it. Additionally, subscribing to this channel will ensure that you receive more updates in the future. Thank you.